So, awareness. Yes!
Oh my gosh.
What has awareness done to better your life?
Yeah, so I would start off again by saying like this subject has like changed tremendously for me as I've gotten older, and I think we could talk about books too. Books and learning
Books.
and mentorship and all these things.
This thing called thinking.
This thing called thinking, right? So as you expose yourself to different things in life, your views can change, right? But awareness can go from the macro to the micro, right? And there's personal awareness, and then there's also group awareness, like your awareness of being a part of a family or a group of people. There's awareness of culture, right? The culture of your state, West Coast versus East Coast, or what have you. So awareness can take different pictures. But to me, I think one of the most important things we can do as people, and here's a tip just to lead off, is cultivating self-awareness. One of my favorite quotes is, "I know that I do not know."
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that an Eastern philosophy? Like a Buddhist?
No.
Zen Buddhism or something?
It comes back to I think it was it Socrates who said it?
Well, I've heard different, if you're going to talk about him, like the more I know, or the more I've come to know, is that I know that I don't know much or something.
Right, yeah, so...
That was not verbatim, but...
That's fine. Well, basically just as I know that I do not know, right? So the humility there, and again, that comes to mindset, the humility to know that you don't know everything, to be humble at all times, even if you've known a lot, if you've experienced a lot, that's huge.
I think the more that you quote unquote know, is the premise is that the more you come to realize that anything that can be known can be created through knowing.
I'm gonna have to I'm gonna sit down with that one.
So meaning that the more aware you become, as you become aware to the fact that all things that we have or can have, we create in the mind.
Right.
So it's at all moments in time, everything is changing because energy is never gone, it's displaced or replaced, and energy is consciousness.
That was really well stated. Yeah, that was
Thanks,
awesome.
Alright, we'll see you next week.
Yeah. Peace, it's been real.
So, awareness, and I think quite a few interesting people put it this way, like self-awareness is like EQ.
Yeah.
Emotional intelligence.
Right.
Social awareness, because you brought this up, would be like SQ. Right? IQ is how you process information, which I would argue is a formerly limited linear view of intelligence. But awareness, because you've grown so much in the last couple of years, you said.
Yeah.
Well, so have I.
Right.
And it's because of just that openness to thinking and wanting to be more accepting and aware of things.
Yeah.
Is that a similar journey that you've gone through? Because
I'm gonna comment on this, again, going personally. When I was 17 or 18, I thought I was really smart and I knew everything. And I think we go through this really you go through this egoic phase. I think everyone can touch on that.
Did you do well in school? Were you doing well?
Yeah, I did well in school, and also
you're a doctor almost.
Yeah. I mean, so I'm a resident physician. I'm a doctor, so I've had a lot of success in my life. I'm not gonna downplay that. And I was a really good athlete, but I wasn't the best. I mean, and you can look at any situation from multiple sides.
Of course.
I think I went through a phase where I thought I knew a lot, and I think I had a lot of ego, and I think there's a place to be confident, but there's a tact or a way to do that. But anyways, within the last couple of years, I realized there's huge areas that people are doing really amazing at, and the fact is I can do a lot better in my life. And I went on this journey. We can talk about books and things like that too. But learning and looking at things from multiple perspectives and growing a sense of different skills and outlooks at life, it changes everything. And as you learn something new, gaining a sense of awareness in some field that you don't know, that expands for the sphere of action you can take.
Yeah, and who you can take it with. Because how limiting is it to your life if you limit other people's perspectives?
Well, right, absolutely.
Right? You can't if we're an organism that's supposed to interrelate with other organisms, and yet we limit that by choosing not to hear their point of view.
Right.
And that could come with believing that we know everything. Which I think with that first quote you brought up,
Yeah.
the premise is basically like, understand that the more you know, you should understand that you know nothing.
Right. Exactly. And
Just be appreciative.
And that mindset change, I think that's, if there's anything we can talk about in this conversation, it would be the mindset shift of deciding that you have so much to learn. I think if you're at a space,
I'm getting excited about it, you know?
Yeah. If you're in the state of mind where you think you've reached the limit, like look again, because I think that would be very misguided. It's okay that you know a big concept, and that's great, but we have to humble ourselves. I think once that shifted for me, and I switched it to I'm eager to learn.
Yeah.
It changed everything. And I'm gonna go on to talk about my podcast, for example. When I thought I was gonna hit a point where I'd interview a guest, and like it would get boring for me. Like I thought that was gonna happen.
Really?
And I just thought like I was gonna hit like the edge of knowledge. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
I thought I would just like hit some point and I just know everything. And the truth is like every single story, every single guest, everyone has an interesting perspective from their point of view, and it's always exciting.
Yeah.
I hope you feel the same way when you do videos.
Well, I did until this moment. So I just had one of those. Thank you for this, because this conversation has led to one of those aha moments. We're indoctrinated culturally to compete at a high level to understand something, right? This one thing, whatever. Maybe it's your profession, right?
Right.
You're like psychiatry.
Right.
It's almost as limiting as studying your left side mirror of a car and saying that you know everything about the car.
I love that.
So cross-pollinating disciplines is really where awareness comes from. So it's the doctor that studies Eastern medicine, that studies social and psych and neurology and understands business and how people interrelate. And it's that cross-pollination of ideas and that ever yearning curiosity to be open that you don't know it all.
Yeah.
And if we study history, we'll find many polymaths out there that had kind of figured it out, that the more that they studied, they realized that they could just appreciate all the things and that they didn't know anything.
Yeah, and like so for example, if you take like all of knowledge as this like example, this metaphor with the car, like
Thank you, because that was so you right now.
No,
No, it was
awesome. It was awesome. Like no, but the metaphor with the car, I really like that point because okay, I'm going into the field of psychiatry and I'm learning all this stuff, right? And this is my caution with all specialists in any field. You are so good at it and you feel so confident, but all you know is that left mirror, the left-sided mirror, and to discount, the perspective from, the back left tire, the rear tires, and the perspective from underneath the hood, and to not look at those things and appreciate it, and see how we can drive this vehicle the best we can together. I think that's a huge.
And part of the human condition is working with other people that understand each piece of that car.
Right. Yeah, no, it's awesome. So our goal, right, is to understand each piece, but then the true mission is to how do we integrate all these pieces that we're communicating.
And we can only do that by appreciating each other and working together.
Appreciating each other, working together, understanding that we don't know everything, having that humility so that when we approach these conversations, we're in the process of learning together, as opposed to necessarily. I think competitiveness sometimes causes friction, so we have to balance competitiveness with the aspect of collaboration.
Yeah, we're gonna make another video about competitiveness.
Yeah,
'Cause I hate that topic in a good way.
interesting.
Be aware.
Let's do it.